Hi guys, I Aziz welcome you to CoedMaster. In this video, I am going to talk about what are the different ways of creating HashMap and LinkedHashMap and what are the most commonly used method that we can call on HashMap and LinkedHashMap. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Alright, now guys, first I will show you what are the different ways of creating HashMap and LinkedHashMap. So the first way to create HashMap is by calling HashMap, give it a name hm is equal to new HashMap. So this is the most basic way to create HashMap in Java. Now the second way to create HashMap in Java is call HashMap, give it a name hm1 is equal to new HashMap and give it an initial capacity of 100. So in Java, by default, HashMap internally creates an array of size 16. As we have explicitly defined the size as 100, so now it's going to create an array of size 100 internally. So this was the second way of creating HashMap in Java. Now let's see the third way of creating HashMap in Java. So let's call HashMap, give it a name hm2 is equal to new HashMap, and now this time we will give initial capacity as well as load factor. Now let's give it load factor of 0.75f. Now this time we are giving initial capacity as well as load factor. Okay, so what happens in these scenarios? You can enter entries till 75 entries. As soon as you will enter 76th entries, the HashMap internally resizes itself. This is the significance of capacity and load factor. Okay, now I will show you the fourth way to create HashMap in Java. So let's call HashMap, give it a name hm3 is equal to new HashMap. Okay, and this time instead of giving initial capacity and load factor, we are passing HashMap as the argument of the HashMap constructor. So let's say we have existing HashMap. Let's add few entry to it. hm.put 1 apple. Okay, let's add one more entry to it. 2 is equal to orange. Now let's pass the instance of this HashMap to the constructor of this HashMap, and let's try to print this HashMap on the screen hm3. Run the program and you will see that the HashMap is created from the existing HashMap. Okay, so these are the 4 ways you can create HashMap in Java. Now let me show you how to create instance of LinkedHashMap. So to create an instance of LinkedHashMap, we do not have to do anything. We just have to replace HashMap with the LinkedHashMap. Okay, and there we go. So as we have seen in the previous video that LinkedHashMap extends HashMap, that is why LinkedHashMap has all the methods that are available in HashMap. In fact, LinkedHashMap has also all the constructors that are available in HashMap. But in case of LinkedHashMap, we have one more way to create LinkedHashMap. Let me show you. Let's call LinkedHashMap, give it a name hm4 is equal to new LinkedHashMap, and this time we can provide initial capacity, load factor, and along with these 2 arguments we can also pass third argument, that is true, and this argument defines the access order of the LinkedHashMap. Okay, so in case access order is equal to true, so when we traverse the entries of the LinkedHashMap, it's giving us all the entries from least recently used to most recently used. So let me show you this with an example. So let's add few entries to it. Let's copy from here, paste it here, make it hm4 and hm4. Okay, let's add one more entry to it, mango, and now let's try to print all of these entries onto the screen. Okay, then try to access one of the entries hm4.get1. okay, let's replace 2 with 3. Now again let's try to print hm4 on the screen. Run the program and now you will see that prior to call get method, the entries are like apple, orange and mango, and once we call get method, the most recently used entry will move to the last of this LinkedHashMap. That is why we are getting 2 mango and apple. So because of these property of LinkedHashMap can be used to implement LRU cache. Okay. So I hope all the ways of creating linked HashMap and HashMap is clear to you. Now let's move on and see all the most commonly used method that we can call on HashMap and linked HashMap. So let's create a fresh HashMap. Let's call it HashMap. Give it a name is equal to new HashMap. Okay. So our empty HashMap is created. Now let's add some entries to this HashMap. Let's call hm.put. Give it a key and value. Key is 1. Value is apple. Okay. Let's add few more entries to it. Give it a key 2 and the value is orange. Let's give it one more entry. The key is 3 and the value is banana. Okay. Now let's print all the entries on the screen. Run the program and boom, you will see that all the entries gets printed on the screen. Now let's move on and see the next method, that is get method. So let's call hm.get. Give it a key 2 and run the program. It will give the value that is associated with the specified key. Okay. Now let's move on to the next method, that is isEmpty method. So let's call hm.isEmpty. isEmpty method is used to find the given HashMap is empty or not, and this time it is not empty, that is why it is giving false. Now the next method is remove method. So let's call hm.remove and give it a key. Let's give it 2. So what it does, it's going to remove the key value pair whose key is equal to 2. Okay, let's run the program. So now you will see that only apple and banana is being printed on the screen. Now let's move on and see the next method, that is containsKey method. So containsKey method takes key as the argument. Let's give it a key and it will check if the given key is present in the HashMap or not. Let's run the program and you will see that false being printed on the screen. Why? Because the 4 key doesn't exist in this HashMap. So let's give it a valid key, that is 3. Run the program and now you can see that true is being printed on the screen. Now let's move on to the next method, that is containsValue. So containsValue method is used to check whether the given value is present in the HashMap or not. Let's give it a value, that is apple, apple. Run the program and now you will see that true is being printed on the screen. This means apple is present in the HashMap. Now let's move on to the next method, that is replace method. So let's call it hm.replace. So let's replace the key 2 with a new fruit, that is mango. Okay. Let's copy this and let's print hm on the screen, run the program and now you will see that the replace method is giving orange and this indicates that the current value that is associated with key 2 is orange, and then we are replacing the value that is associated with 2 with mango and you can see that apple, mango and banana is being printed on the screen. Now let's move on and see the next method, that is size method. So size method is used to find number of entries in the HashMap. So let's call it size, run the program and you will see that 3 is being printed on the screen because there are 3 entries in the HashMap. Now let's move on to the next method, that is keySet. So keySet is a method that is used to get the set view of all the keys that are present in HashMap. So let's call it hm.keySet. Okay. Let's import this class. Okay. Let's print this set on the screen, run the program and boom, you will see that the S contains the set view of keys present in HashMap and keys are 1, 2 and 3. Okay. And in case you don't know what is set, so set is nothing but it is a collection of distinct elements. Okay. Now let's move on and see the next method, that is values method, and this value method returns the collection of all the values. So let's call it collection, give it a name C and let's print this collection on the screen and you can see that apple, orange and banana is being printed on the screen. So this method gives collection of all the values that is present in HashMap. Now let's move on to the next method, that is entrySet. So entrySet method is used to get the set view of all the entries, means all the key value pair that is present in HashMap. So let's store it in a set and it's going to give a set of map dot entry. Okay, let's rename to set. Okay, now what are we going to do? We are going to run a for loop to print all the entries on the screen. Okay, give it a set. Okay, and this is going to be map dot entry and e. Okay, now let's print the value of key on the screen. So e dot get value, give it a separator. Okay, again let's print the value of the specific entry. Now let's run the program and you will see that all the key value pairs is being printed on the screen. 1 is apple, 2 is orange and 3 is banana. So entrySet method is used to get the set view of all the entries that are present in HashMap. And this entry is going to give two methods, that is getKey and getValue, to access the key and value that is stored in a specific entry. Now here you might be wondering that what is map.entry. So guys, if you look at the source code of map interface, you will see that entry is the child interface or the sub interface or the inner interface of map interface. Okay, so on top you will see that it is a map interface, and you will see here in the bottom there is a inner interface, that is a entry interface. So this method returns the set of objects that implements map.entry interface. Okay, now let's move on and see the next method, that is getOrDefault. So this method returns the value associated with a given key. Okay, if the key is not present, then it's going to return default value given as the argument of this method. Let's run the program and you will see that hello world is being printed on the screen because 5 is the invalid key. Now let's make it 3, and this time you will see that it's going to print the value that is associated with a given key, and that is banana. So banana is being printed on the screen. Now let's see the last method of HashMap, that is HashMap.clear. So clear method is used to clear all the entries in the HashMap. So let's print the HashMap on the screen and you will see that empty HashMap is being printed on the screen. So guys, these are all the most commonly used method that you can call on HashMap as well as LinkedHashMap. So by now I hope you understood all the method really well. So this is all from my side for this video. So if you have learned something valuable from this video, then hit the like button in order to make YouTube algorithm happy. Please subscribe to this channel and don't forget to click the bell icon so my friend you never miss any upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.